Hello there everybody, Sam's Trains here and welcome back to the railway. Today I'm launching a brand new model that I've been secretly working away at behind the scenes for quite a long time now. But today's the day where I finally come clean and reveal what it is. So there's been a lot of new Great Northern locos, either released or announced. And I thought it would be really lovely to have a bit more rolling stock to run with these Great Northern locos. So that's exactly what I've done. Today then I am launching a whole miniature range of these. These are Great Northern Railway 4-plank wagons and they're available right now with the link down in the description. So these wagons have a bit of a twist. They are 4-plank wagons, but they have this extra section added to the top, which is not quite a full plank, so I guess you could call this thing a 4.5 plank wagon. I always like to choose prototypes with a bit of an interesting twist or something a bit unusual about them, so that is what's slightly unusual about this wagon. So I'm offering 4 different wagons and they're all available now and they're all limited edition and they come with these little limited edition thank you cards with a number for each wagon on it. So I've got this one which is number 21314, just 65 of these produced. Then we've got Great Northern 1142, again just 65 of these produced as well. Then there is this one. This one is Great Northern 23025. You guessed it, just 65 of these produced. And then my absolute favourite one, of course, is this one. This is Great Northern number 553 with physical weathering. And this wagon is designed for people who want one of these Great Northern wagons, but they can't justify it because their layout is set after the pre-grouping era, let's say. So even if your layout is way too modern for Great Northern locos, you could still get away with putting one of these wagons in a siding somewhere, pretending that it's been there for however many years you like, just rotting away. And you can come up with a bit of a story about how it got here as a rotten condemned wagon. And there's a few more of these produced, there's 85 of these. So hopefully these won't sell out as quick as they usually do. But yeah, the physical weathered ones, they are usually the most popular. So these are all available now on Etsy and there's links down in the description. Now these are all produced right here in this room and they are hand painted by me personally, hence why these are quite limited. Obviously as just one person, there's a limit to how many wagons you can produce. So if you want one and you miss out, I do apologise, but feel free to follow me on Etsy, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and then any future models I might make, you should get notified about them. Right, elephant in the room then, let's talk about price. Now, as we all know, the cost of living has gone up, the prices of everything have gone up. I've just paid over £300 for the first time for a diesel locomotive. Everything is more expensive than it used to be. So for these wagons, I've taken the difficult decision not to increase the price of them. I'm just sick of all the price increases. I just thought I'm going to keep mine the same. But more than that, as well as keeping the same price as before, I've decided to give you even more for the same money. So for the first time ever on a wagon of this size, I am including a free coal load at no extra cost, so that you've got a complete wagon with coal to run. Now when I say free at no extra cost, I don't mean you're paying for it anyway and it's included in the price. I mean literally this was not part of the plan. When I costed these wagons at £25, the coal loads were not included. But then I thought to myself, my FDM 3D printers are not doing anything at the moment, they're just sitting there. The coal loads only use a few grams of materials. I thought, do you know what, I'm just gonna produce them and throw them in at no extra cost. So yeah, you've got a complete wagon this time. For £24.99, you've got the fully painted wagon and a coal load. Hopefully that's kind of unprecedented for a new 00 wagon. Now I can't promise that I'm never going to put my prices up. Obviously in 10 years time I probably won't still be able to make models like this for £25. But at the end of the day, I'm not doing this to try and get super rich. I'm doing it because I like it and because it helps to pay the bills. The plan is not to become filthy rich doing this. So while ever I can offer low prices, I will do. So if you do choose to buy one of these wagons, I want to say a massive thank you to you, because it really does help to support my way of life, it helps to support the channel, and it helps to allow me to keep making new videos. So if you do buy one or more of these wagons, thank you ever so much. I'm going to give you a little disclaimer. I've tried to make these wagons look professional, but obviously they're not made in a factory. They are not professional wagons. They're handmade by me for fun. So as much as I've tried to make them look professional, they're not, and they might not be as perfect as some professional wagons. So please do bear that in mind if you do choose to buy some of these. I also want to give a massive shout out to the Great Northern Railway Society and these absolutely tremendous resources that I was able to buy from them. There's loads and loads of photos and drawings in these books which have been really valuable in my research for these wagons, and I have to say I've bought a lot of material from a lot of different societies. There's very few that produce as nicely made resources as these. I mean, there's so much care put into these. If you are interested in the Great Northern, I would highly recommend picking up some of their volumes. Anyway, let's get into a bit more detail. Let me show you exactly what you get with these wagons. Alright then, so we'll go for one of the non-weathered examples to start with. So you get the wagon and the accessories bag. Make sure you don't lose this inside the box. Some people misplace this because it gets lost in the packaging peanuts. So yeah, make sure you look for that. Let's open the wagon to start with then. So which one's this? I've gone for 23025 to start with in my little bubble wrap pouch. And here is the wagon. So this is basically complete. It's fully painted. It's got all of the detail on it except for the buffers. And I don't fit the buffers because they are fragile and I don't want them breaking off in transit. So all you need to do is fit the buffers and the couplings if you want them, and things are good to go. So I'll do that. I'll show you what you get in the accessories pack. So you get the little limited edition card, as I've already mentioned, only 65 of these, so yeah, it is quite limited. And then inside here you get a couple of NEM couplings, so you can fit those if you want to couple this to other standard rolling stock. You've got two chain link couplings plus a spare just for redundancy, and these are just cosmetic. So if you want to display this somewhere in a siding, or if you just want it to have couplings dangling down for display, you can do that. So you got those, and then of course you've got the buffers. You should have 5 buffers, again just as a bit of a spare in case any of these get broken. So I'll show you how to fit them. I'm sure you could probably guess, but I like for these videos to double as kind of instructions. So you want to use your glue. You can use more or less any model glue you would like. So you can use standard super glue. You can use white glue if you want more time to adjust. I'm going to use this plastic kit glue, which is probably not strictly cricket, but it seems to work just fine with the resin parts. So just a tiny bit of glue, because obviously you don't want this to be visible. The coal load has been laid like an egg, so I'll just take that out of the way so that I don't end up getting glue on that. And then it's just a case of carefully gluing each buffer into position and trying to get it straight. So that's it really. Yeah, it's not very complicated. Sorry for condescending you like that, but again, you know, it's just for completeness. I'll show you how to do it. So I'll do the rest of these and then I will show you the finished result. Alright, so there you have it. That's the wagon with the buffers fitted. Nice easy job, takes just a couple of minutes. I apologise for the inconvenience of having to do that, but again, it's better than having breakages. So let me show you some close-ups of this wagon then, so that you can see what this has got. So this has got the accurate split-spoked wheels, which I was able to find for these, so it's got those. It's got your usual body detailing, including the little chains and the fixing rings for the opening doors. And each model also has the little number plate on the chassis there, which has the correct number on it. And of course, it's not just a print. Those numbers physically stand out from the plate. So that was a bit complicated to organise, but I'm glad I did it. This wagon is fully detailed from all angles, so you've got a full underframe detail, as you can see, and you can see where the buffers are connected to the little springs, which are fully detailed on there. And of course this has the early brake rigging, so later versions of these Great Northern 4-plank wagons used to have more than just one wheel with a brake on them. This one though is a very primitive brake system. It's just a single lever and a single brake acting on just one of the wheels, and the brake is modelled in the released position, as you can see. And then if you want to use one of these wagons as part of a train, you've got your NEM couplings that you can fit. So let me just show you fitting those, just like that. They fit into the little NEM pockets. And obviously with these fitted, you can't use the 3-link couplings, so it's one or the other with those. But of course you can take these couplings out and fit the 3 links at any time if you'd like to. So there you have it. That is the finished article with the couplings, and once the glue's all dried, that is ready to go on the track. Now I won't show you the other 2 unweathered examples because they are the same thing, just with different running numbers, but I will just demonstrate the weathered version for you, because obviously this is quite a bit different. So you get the same accessories. Let me open this up for you and I'll show you exactly what this looks like. It does come with a coal load. I wasn't really sure whether that made any sense or not, because obviously would you be carrying coal with an abandoned wagon? Well, I thought, you know, if people think the answer to that question is no, then they could just take it out and not use it. But at least I've provided it in case you want it. So there it is. That is the Great Northern 553 in knackered condition, which is not a technical term, but it's the term I've chosen. So let me cut to some close-ups of this with the buffers fitted. So you've obviously got the rotting effects all over the bodywork, and I've really gone to town with this one. This was quite an extreme case. Of course, we do have a missing plank right there where the G is on the Great Northern wagon, and I just love the way the lettering looks super dirty on these as well. Yeah, it's quite a cool weathering technique that I've come up with. And of course, without the coal in place, you've got the fully weathered interior as well, which also has little cracks and signs of distress all over it. So yeah, again, these are always my favorites, these physically weathered wagons. I just love the way these look. Anyway, I'm going to fit the buffers onto this wagon. I'm going to fit the buffers onto these other wagons, and then I can show you all of this together in a train and I'll demonstrate the performance. So here is today's test setup then, and I've chosen Rapido's tremendous J13 to be today's locomotive, and I've got all 4 wagons lined up ready to be coupled. I'm going to do the coupling test live on camera so that you can see how effective the couplings are. Now, in terms of how free rolling these are, it's one of those where it's actually quite annoying to keep them still. You might have noticed in some of the previous shots little bits of blue tack holding them to the rails. That's how free rolling they are, and if I show you the Gordon's Hill rolling test, yeah, they go a really long way, right down past the signal box. And because they've got coal loads in them, they are heavier than my previous resin wagons as well. So the weight is now way up over 20 grams, which the previous ones, the Highland Railway ones, were not. So that is an improvement. Anyway, I think that's all there is to say. Let's back up and let's test the couplings. Let's see how many we get out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 connections. Here we go, backing up with the J13. And I did put a brake van on the back, which is not a Great Northern brake van. But you can't have a train without a brake van, of course not. And yeah, that was a full house. It all worked. Now, to be as transparent as possible, I do recognise these are not particularly close coupling. Now, this is not well, it is a sales pitch, but I'm not here to pretend these wagons are better than they are. So that is one weakness. The reason that they're not more close coupling than this is that the axles are quite close to the outsides of the wagons, and that means that if the couplings were any further back, if the NEM pockets were any further back, the NEM pocket would actually collide with the axles. So the couplings are as far back as they can be on the wagon without them colliding with the axles. I didn't want to start including stepped couplings with these, that would be crazy. Anyway, before we send these off around the track, let's send them backwards over the points. You open that up and I'll demonstrate how they run over points. Here we go. Right, let's not make this too slow, don't want to make it too easy for them. But there they go, over the first set without any problems, a bit faster. Yeah, over the second lot, no problems. So yeah, I've done my best to make these good and reliable. I've not had them derailing on my layout, so hopefully if yours is as good or better than mine, you should be okay as well. Alright, so they've done the points test, so there shouldn't be any problems on these curves. Obviously I know there isn't, because I've tested them. But I ought to show you, obviously, you shouldn't have to take my word for it. But there you go, nice performing wagons, and I loved this project. It's been so difficult not to tell anybody about this, but yeah, it's just been such a good one to put together. And the other thing I love is that it's amazing to have the power to just decide to do this and then just run off a few batches. It's great being a tiny model maker and not a big manufacturer. I haven't got to convince a board of directors that this is a good idea. I can just say, I want to do this and I'm blooming well going to. So I did, and it was great, and I hope you enjoy them if you decide to pick one or two up. So if you do, thank you ever so much. Obviously, the sales from these wagons help me to keep the channel alive. It helps me to fund new projects and new reviews and everything else that I do. So either if you're buying these to support the channel or because you want a nice, great Northern wagon, thank you so much, and I hope you enjoy it. And also, if there's anything else you'd like to see done, if there's any rolling stock from different railways that you'd like to see me make, do suggest it down in the comments, because you never know, I might just do it. I'm not a big manufacturer that says, thank you for your suggestions, we do keep everything in mind, and then, you know, you never see the damn thing. I'm small enough that I could just decide to do it, and because I make such small quantities, it doesn't have to be something that sells thousands and thousands of models for me to justify it. I'll be happy just selling a couple of hundred. So thank you very much for watching. Comment down below, I'd love to know what you think about these, and also do let me know what else you'd like to see. Seriously, take me up on that. Anyway, for now, thanks ever so much for watching. Links down in the description. Homemade wagons, just like homemade cake, but less edible. Don't eat these, public health warning. Can't wait to share these with you. All right, cheers everybody, you take care.